Well, Moussoulides is one of Europe's most sought-after voice experts. Not only does he provide training for individuals, small businesses and global corporations throughout the world, he also coaches some of the world's most famous stars, from Jared Leto to Mia Farrow to Pierce Brosnan. I'm very conscious of how I am speaking right now.
Good. Next week, as part of World Voice Day, Paul will take part in voice training workshops, teaching you how to get the best out of your voice and physical presence. He joins us now. Good morning, sir. You're very welcome.
Very welcome indeed.
Now, people would say, oh God, at World Voice Day, what next? But if you stop and think about it, it is the single most important instrument of communication on the planet.
Absolutely.
So we should pay more attention to it.
We should, and it defines our persona, it defines our identity. And I mean, those of you who heard Anne speaking earlier on, just a few minutes ago, I mean, you saw with what passion and integrity and, just how much it meant to her. And, you know, she wasn't going to speech and drama classes or having training. She was speaking from the heart, and it's so important for everyone to have a voice and to be able to express themselves in the way that they feel is most appropriate for
to have a sincere voice. That's what makes the difference, isn't it? Yeah.
And I think that's why people often get confused about the whole thing, because you think that you're being false, or you're doing something that's just what actors do. And it's not. It's a really fundamental part of how we engage with each other and connect with each other, and it's so important. And
you know, I was going to say that's a very interesting point there, because so often when we come across emotional problems,
sure,
the root of it is the person can't express the inner turmoil,
yes,
adequately or successfully enough, and therefore the problem doesn't get looked at. Yes. So therefore, being able to express yourself. I mean, great actors can do what? They can dredge up emotions. It resonates with us because we understand what they're feeling, because it strikes a chord with us. Now, they have that gift. Not all of us are blessed with that gift. So I suppose the key to what you do is helping people to get that out.
Absolutely. And they're very, very simple things. I mean, what actors do is they learn about breathing, they learn about pace, pitch, volume, they learn about connecting with emotions. It's actually not too dissimilar to what people do naturally. If you're with your friends and your family and you're chatting away and you're talking about things, you're not thinking about, should I inflect upwards here or should I do this? It comes out naturally. But when we're in those situations where we have to speak publicly, or we have to go for job interviews, or we're asked to speak at a wedding or something, suddenly we get anxious and nervous because the pressure's on us, and it's not acting, it's about us.
I was thinking about it the other day. There was a survey on the radio the other day saying the number one fear people have is having to speak publicly, is having to stand up in front of a group of their peers. And how I was also thinking about, when I was in school, we did speech, which was great. And somebody else previously said that one of the things that used to happen in classrooms was that teachers would get everyone to read out loud from a book. So people got used to that fear of reading in public. Sure. And that no longer happens. And we don't think about having to communicate beyond texting or email. Sure. You know, having to communicate in public, which everyone has to do sooner or later. Yeah. That's incredibly important.
Yeah, and it's amazing. I work with senior executives in companies, and you ask them to stand up and they immediately revert to what you've just said, is as if they're reading from a book in school, because that was their last experience where they were actually encouraged to do it. And you know, I think what's changed, I think here's the fundamental difference. I think maybe 5, 10, 15 years ago, the speaker, it was always about the speaker. Whereas now I think things have changed, where it's about the audience. It's about how you're going to move the audience, about how you're going to connect the audience, about how you're going to change the worlds or lives of the audience. And when you start putting the focus on the audience, you take the pressure away from yourself.
That's a really good point, actually, because it used to be so-and-so's a great orator, a great speaker, that was a great speech. Yeah, now it's how you're engaging, interacting with the audience.
Sure, okay, just before we go, because you want to give us a little demonstration of one of Morgan Freeman's top tips, so I just want to do the kind of housekeeping. World Voice Day, worldwide annual event, it takes place April the 16th, right? The why, of course, is to make us think about keeping our voice fit, etc., etc. And you are going to be doing, as part of the Irish Voice Association, you're organising a series of free voice workshops in Dublin, Cork and Galway, the week beginning the 14th of April. Now, is there a website that people can go to?
They can go to voicematters.com.
Okay, and details of that?
The details are there. I just have to say, it is free, but you have to rebook, and it's almost full.
Okay, so get your skates on.
Get your skates on. Free.
We just thought it was a good idea to...
It's a great idea.
Will you give us a little demonstration of the kind of thing that you might be doing?
Well, okay, this exercise, and it just so happens to be Morgan Freeman's top tip, and it's really how to relax your voice. And we do it all the time, and we never actually realise that we do it all the time.
Okay.
So, can you yawn?
All the time.
I knew you were going to do that.
Yeah, and I thought that's a beautiful yawn. Like, don't even Put your hand in front of your mouth. Just a
You
yawn.
want to do the thing where you stick it up behind your pants?
No, I have not.
No, there's a very famous voice teacher called Adam Donovan who used to do
Yeah,
that.
people used to stick corks.
Yeah.
And they still do, actually, some people, just to loosen this muscle here is incredibly tight. And actually, in self-defense classes, you're taught to stick a knuckle in that muscle because it's incredibly sore. It startles someone because we do...
Clench.
Yeah. So yawning is great because it opens up these pharyngeal muscles here and it really loosens things up. So if you just yawn, give me a good yawn.
We're not even faking that.
And the thing is, you'll never hear somebody go, yeah, I'm tired. It's always, you know, so we're used. So that's what it does. Okay, so if you have that shape there, now will you stand up for a second?
Yes, of course.
Okay, so if you combine these two exercises together, you'll have seen this in the King's Speech. You know that great film?
Yes, wonderful speech.
Put your hand in front of you like this. Okay, now we're going to yawn.
Okay.
Oh, no. Okay, now start shaking, so we're going to go. Now you're laughing.
Part of a cult.
Well, it is, yeah, it is. It's like praying before you
what's
cry
that to do?
Well, first of all, the yawn relaxes.
Okay.
It's always good to have a lower pitch because that also relaxes. But it's that kind of vibration that also just loosens things up. And if you breathe in for 2 seconds, say, and out for 10 or 12 seconds, you're mimicking the breath that you would use when you're speaking. So let's just try one more time. So breathe in. Okay, so. And genuinely, I mean, if nothing else, you're able to have a bit of a laugh at yourself and you're relaxed.
But that's a great tip for anyone who's doing a speech at a wedding or in front of a group of people.
Sure.
Try that tip.
You can go into the bathroom and have a little, and you'll be grand. Because that's what it's getting rid of the nervous energy. You know the way people shake when they speak or they're...
Yes.
If you just go, or shake out, that's what actors do. They shake out to get rid of the nervous energy. And when you've done that,
Everything's loose.
everything is much
But
more...
if it works for Morgan Freeman,
Well, hey, listen.
I mean, the most mellifluous voice in the
voice
business.
of God.
It is literally the voice of
know.
God.
Thank you very much.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Pleasure.
Irish Voice.
Thank you so much.
Irish Voice Association website. Or
voicematters.com.
Voicematters.com, okay.
I suspect you will be seriously oversubscribed.
Well, I hope so.
Absolutely.
I hope so. Thank you so much.
Lay on some more workshops. I'd love to do one. It's fascinating.
Okay, we need to go. See you back.
See you, bye.